premiere. Kendama just went to the bathroom. We're going to enjoy this movie.
Whether we like it or not.
Whether we like it or not.
Though, I hope so. Because I'm a dubby piece of trash, and I really love that first Broly movie, and I really am just going to be upset that they don't play tens when he transforms, so let's hope this is great.
It's going to be fine.
Okay.
It better be.
Oh my god, Vegeta, I can't wait to see
I
the
know.
film!
I know. Goddamn woman. So, we just saw Broly. You can't see it because it's dark, but my eyes are wet. I'm fucking crying. I'm fucking crying. Alright, y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood Jaxblade here, and I just saw the movie. Tons of YouTubers are around that you recognize. They're all just walking around. And, I cried. That's all I'm gonna say for right now.
I cried too.
I cried.
Everybody cried!
And we all laughed, and we all had a great time.
We all had an amazing time.
Oh my god.
Amazing movie. I'm gonna do a full review, non-spoiler, maybe spoiler later. This is my favorite, bro. I know I said that W trash thing about like I'm gonna love this. This is gonna be like favorite thing, but this, yeah, this was me. I'm so happy I did not watch any freaking trailers for this. I'm so happy I didn't watch any trailers for this movie. I'm so grateful. I'm glad my sensei came with me. It was so fun.
It was
we had
fantastic.
a blast. Oh my god, I'm tearing up again. It was amazing. Go see it. In January 16th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, January 16th.
Yo, dudes and dudettes, your fellow neighborhood Jaxblade is here, and I'm joined by my sensei, RealAnimeTraining, the anime trainer. You know him already because I always talk about him on my Ippo videos and Baki videos and stuff like that. But if you're not, definitely go check him out. And we both were invited to the Funimation premiere of, well, I was invited. I had to invite my boy here, my man, here to the Broly premiere in LA at the Chinese theater where we saw a ton of YouTubers, ton of people. And I got a lot of words for this because I am just so passionate about this movie. It was, oh, you know what? I'll say this right from the get-go for people worried about spoilers. We'll save spoilers for like the end. We'll like give a very clear thing of like spoilers. Get out of here.
There's a lot to say about this movie, even without spoiling a single thing.
Exactly. So I want to make that perfectly clear. That for all the people, you can still watch this right now. I'm just gonna say my thoughts on the movie, and my sensei's gonna say his thoughts, and we're just gonna go in. So, like, sensei, what did you think?
It was better than I expected. First off.
Yes.
First off,
Yes.
I expected every other Dragon Ball movie ever. You know, like I thought it was going to be the exact same, but
Bland.
it wasn't. Bland.
Bland. Because every other Dragon Ball movie, pretty much, like, I always talk about this with the fights and stuff like that. It's like every Dragon Ball Z fight is the same. It's rapid fire punching and kicking, blast here, blast there, power up,
Lots of screaming.
stare, power up, scream, yeah, all that stuff. And then, you know, charge. And it's just the same thing over and over again, boom, 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 boom. Like, I hated Resurrection F. That's a movie I did not care for. I did not care for Battle of Gods. I'm indifferent to, but I thought it was, like, you know, a pretty good movie. Like, for the dub-wise, I liked it. But Resurrection F is a movie I did not care for. So this movie
is head and shoulders above that.
Oh god, head and shoulders above that. And I want to say this so bad, like they do so much stuff. Like, alright, so for those who follow my channel, you know I make very clear complaints about Dragon Ball Super. When I was talking about, I was like, alright, Dragon Ball Super is like an old athlete coming back, seeing these younger athletes that is inspired.
Yeah.
Then it's just oh man, you guys are doing so good. Well, let me show you how Grandpa does it. But they're doing the same old stuff as before, and it's just like,
we get it. You were good in your day.
You were good in your day, Granddad, but go sit down. But then they just go. This was a movie where they go, you know what? I saw that My Hero Academia season 3. I saw that movie. I saw One Punch Man in 2015. I got this, and
blew it out of the water.
Okay.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, if you ever had any doubt in your mind, like, okay, for instance, I know there are people who debate battles of just like, Naruto could maybe wipe. No. Luffy could, no. You watch this. Saitama, no. This is one time where you just go, no. Like, they make the feats in this movie so impactful.
Oh yeah,
like
you feel it.
Like you feel it. Like it's not just the theater and all the hype crowd around us that we're saying this. Like when they do attacks, it's something that you just go, that is what a superpower galaxy busting.
That's what it would look like.
Yeah, and that's what it looked like. It felt like it. They're doing stuff that's just so insanely powerful that it's just like, this is insane. Like, how are they this strong? And it was stuff I always...
And not just that, but the hand-to-hand combat was phenomenal.
The hand-to-hand combat was fun. They actually brought back the martial arts aspect. And y'all who know me, I've always said Dragon Ball fights.
It felt like original Dragon Ball.
OG Dragon Ball fights. The OG Dragon Ball fights are just absolutely my favorite in the series. And what it did in this series, it brought like the traditional martial arts things back. Like Vegeta, like, not a spoiler because you might see this in trailers. Like this is another thing I have to say very clearly. I am so grateful. So grateful I did not watch any of the trailers for this movie. I went into this completely fresh.
Yeah.
I watched nothing. All I watched was that trailer of Goku just jumping in the snow like this. That was the only trailer I ever watched this, so everything was a surprise to me. I had no idea. Like, the only thing I knew was just like because it got leaked on Twitter because action figures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just
Can't escape everything.
can't escape everything. But I loved this movie and the story as well. Like, oh my god.
The storytelling that they put into this, first of all, made the movie feel like a complete movie that you could just watch on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't need to see anything else, which was great. I was very pleased to see that. There was a lot of really strong storytelling and filling in of gaps, and also character development.
Yeah, exactly.
So much character development, and Goku and Vegeta, and you felt their character like you haven't felt them in a long time, especially Goku.
Goku, especially
Goku.
Like, Goku was acting like, okay, this is one of my problems with like Super and later Z, is just like it sort of made Goku seem like a bit uncaring in a sense.
Yeah.
It sort of made him just like, oh well, you know, I get to fight strong guys, whatever. This brought him back to the old Dragon Ball. Well, I want to help people. I want to like, even
like
if
he
it's
still
for
wants
this.
to fight strong people, but you got the feeling of Goku back.
Yeah, you got the feeling of Goku back.
And I've said this several times to people, and even the stuff that I was saying on Twitter. There's so much love in this film. You can feel the love.
They took their time.
Yeah, exactly. In the cinematography, the animation, the fight scenes, the voice acting.
Oh, the voice acting was
everything is on point, and you can see that they went to painstaking detail on everything.
everything.
Glorious.
It was beautiful.
And it's one of the only anime that I've ever seen that will use some CGI model rendering
That actually
looks good.
Like, okay, for the people who seen the trailer where they like show that, like, I only went and rewatched the trailers because I'm, you know, doing this now and I can watch them now, and it's just like I went, the CGI modeling when they did it in the movie, it was so flawless. Like, I was talking crap about it because, like, you know, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, it looked like crap.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it's done so well that I'm just like, oh my god, like, it is so well done that it incorporates, like, they blend it perfectly.
Yeah,
And I'm just like,
it's
you know what you're doing.
It's very good.
And you know what, let's talk about the main guy himself. All right, Broly. Now, many of you know my channel. I'm W Trash for the original Broly movie. I will straight up admit, I love that. Where do you think you're going, Dad? In a rocket built for one person. That Broly, I will always love that original Broly movie.
Heck
for
yeah, that
nostalgia.
Broly is fantastic. Like that whole fight in movie 8 is one of my favorite fights, period, because they're just like everybody, he's just ragdolling everybody.
He's just effing them all up. I loved that entire thing where he's just like owning so many people in the original. But like I said, I admit that one is shallow for what his whole thing is.
That's a good word, shallow.
He's very, very shallow for what he is. This one, so well done. First off, like, you feel empathy and sympathy for not only him but his father.
Yeah.
You feel like you generally do get feels from this, and his way he's growing up, the way he acts, like he has no sense of like what's right. Where he has some sense, but he's just like his dad like trained him to be a certain way.
Yeah, he seems like a person who was raised all by himself with his parent.
Yes, exactly.
He seems like he's a really sheltered homeschool kid.
Right. Exactly. That's pretty much it. And it's just, it was so freaking beautiful. It was just so well done, and I loved everything about Broly's character. Like, he wasn't that you can guess this from watching the trailers. Like, he's not like a malicious villain in this. He's just a guy who's like, oh, this is how I react to certain things, and then we'll talk more about it in spoiler territory. But it was so well done that I love this character. I love this Broly so much. Like Toriyama, I always give him, you know, like some crap later on, but it's just like he really brought his A++ game for this, like insanely well. Also, like well, you know what, I'll say this. Movie phenomenal. When it comes out January 16th, go see it.
Please do.
Please go see this in theaters.
Do yourself a favor. It deserves to be seen in theaters.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is not a spoiler. All right, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, whatever. All those shows that I talk like, oh, they got better fight scenes. No, after watching this movie, this is the daddy. Yeah. This brought back the thing. This is like, kids, let me show you how it's done. This had so many epic blow your teeth moments. I will say this: if you have epilepsy or something where you like may get seizures, be mindful of this movie, because there's a lot of stuff going on, but it is so beautifully done, and there is just so much going on.
Everything that they did in this movie, because like if you look at Battle of Gods and you look at Resurrection F, it maintained the status quo for what Dragon Ball was.
Exactly.
This raised the bar.
This made we can't go back to what
we can't, because if anything that they do in Dragon Ball Super going forward has to look at this as the new standard.
Exactly, because if they do stuff like My Hero, they really need to pull a seasonal thing now, because if they do just this whole thing of, oh, I'm gonna just keep going like Boruto, Black Clover thing, that's not gonna pay it off right now.
It's not gonna cut it.
Especially when mainstream people see this in there, it's just, this is like My Hero Academia season 3 quality stuff, but better. Like, there's just, I can't explain it anymore without like spoiling the movie. But I highly recommend it. Go watch the movie January 16th. I have nothing but praise. Thank you so much to Michael Fukunaga, who invited me out to see this movie. And you know, their characters were great. There was very minimal characters, but I love the movie. Highly recommend it, and definitely do. So now we can get into spoilers. So I'm gonna give you a warning. 5, 4,
spoilers.
3,
spoilers.
2,
spoilers.
1. Alright, turn the video off, get out of here. See you January 16th when you see the movie. But yeah, so my god, when fucking Naruto and Luffy came in, that was the hypest shit, man. They freaking like, oh my god, it was hype. Oh, Jin, that would have been dope though. That would have been dope. Oh my god.
Okay, so I have so many good things. I wish I could watch it again. I would watch it again right now.
I will watch it right now. I really would watch it right now.
When they open up and they start showing the origin of all the Saiyan stuff and everything, and you really start to feel for, because previously when you saw the Saiyans, just like, whatever, there's a bunch of stupid, you know, monkeys that fight, and it's just nobody gives a crap.
Right.
I don't even care that you died. Like, the only reason I care that you died is because you're related to Goku. It's not even a big deal. But you start to feel for these characters, and you get a sense of what Saiyan culture it looks like,
right?
Which is something we didn't really have before.
Exactly. And then it's funny because like Raditz, when they show him, he pretty much I had Sonic the Hedgehog on my mind, but he had a personality just very much like Sonic X or Sonic Boom, whatever. I was just like, no, that dork doesn't know how to do this, and it's just like it was funny, like that whole thing. And then Vegeta as a kid was funny, and then that, like, honestly, for those who hate Dragon Ball Minus, I'm in that camp too. Like that whole thing, when they did that, when they revamped it for this movie, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I
didn't think I was gonna either.
But they made it just so likable, like Superman.
Yeah.
Like when Superman gets sent to Earth, they made that thing so likable. Like the new Bardock, or technically old Bardock, whatever, Toriyama Bardock, he is so like caring. It's just like, oh, I understand. Like, I need to.
What's interesting about that is they let him be caring, but not lose what it is to be Bardock.
Exactly.
Because he still felt like Bardock.
He still felt like Bardock. It wasn't like, oh, I have to save my son. It was just like, no, I'm worried about my son because of this. And so like he goes and he saves his son. If you've read Dragon Ball Minus.
Yeah, he says like, I spend so much time destroying things. I want to be able to save something this time.
Exactly. And it was just like, and Goku's mother, Gine, was just, I loved her in the film. Like the voice actor for her, you got that personality on point. Like she was a very sweet woman. Like it's something I believe in Goku's mother.
God.
Just like
that whole so the scene with them and all that stuff where they're sending away, I cried then. That's when I cried.
Okay, see, now I cried at the scene. 'Cause I did tear up in this movie. I literally did tear up in this movie so badly when just seeing the animation, because for years I always wanted it to be this way. I just wanted it to look this way. I wanted it to have this thing about it, like where it just like it looks this incredible thing. Like I wanted Dragon Ball because everyone, when One Punch Man, My Hero Academia came out, they were just like, Dragon Ball is whatever. Like Boruto, when they had the episode 60, it was just like, yeah, that's great. But when I actually see Dragon Ball characters doing stuff that I'm just like, this is what I wanted for decades, that made me tear up. I was like tearing up, like, this is beautiful. I love this so much.
The thing that, like I said, the thing that made me cry was the scene where they send Goku away.
Oh yeah, that was touching.
And Gine looks up into the sky and says, "Don't forget us, Kakarot." And you freaking know that he's gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know, like that she
banged his head.
Because it's that moment right there that where he, and it makes me want to have him have some more connection with the Saiyans, which is what I feel like they're doing with this. Because, you know, at the very end when he is leaving and he talks to Broly,
and he's just like, you know what, Broly, instead of calling me Goku, call me Kakarot. And it's just like, oh shit, because Broly never calls him once.
But that's the first time that Goku ever calls himself that.
Yeah.
In his whole life, he's never done that. And I feel like he's been getting closer and closer to what it means to be a Saiyan and connecting, because, you know, he even says in Super, you know, that he wants to, you know, that feeling of wanting to fight is getting more and more and more in him.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's him connecting with his Saiyan roots.
Right.
And I feel like this is setting up for in the future to, like, have him connect with the Saiyans, possibly like Universe 6 or something like that.
Right.
So that you can have that, you know, Saiyan connection, since obviously he can't have that with the Saiyans of this universe because they're all gone.
Exactly. And it's just like, it was that whole thing with him, besides going off the fight scenes, the whole thing with like Frieza, there were some good moments. Like, it's stupid, like Bulma had collected the Dragon Balls because you gotta have the Dragon Balls movie, and there was this thing where Bulma got them so she could be 5 years younger, and then there was this whole thing of like, if I made myself too young, then people will be like this. If I made myself too noticeably young.
He said, if I did too, he's like, who's your surgeon? And I'm not gonna have that.
Exactly. And then with Frieza, he wanted to be taller. I remember I looked over at my t-shirt, I was just like, well, has he just go in the second form? They actually cover that like a few seconds afterwards.
He said, why didn't you say go in the second form? And it's like they literally asked that question in the show. It's like, so it's self-aware.
Yeah, and it's just like, no, I want to be like I grew naturally. Like Frieza just wants to be taller because he feels like his true form isn't tall enough, so he wanted to grow 5 centimeters. And it was funny. It was stuff like that. But then like the whole thing with like Paragus, I think Paragus like was done pretty well.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, I'm very protective of my son. I care about him, but I'm not.
But you can also see that at some point his protectiveness of his son turned into him just wanting revenge and him being a tool.
Exactly.
For that revenge.
Exactly. Like that whole thing, like I love when they first pick him up and he like destroys the thing, and then there's this very touching plot of like Broly, like, oh, I had a friend and my dad didn't want me to have that friend and I had to do this to him, and it was sad. And then Broly in this movie, he has a little fine ass green girlfriend, and I'll just say that, like, his girlfriend was, oh yeah, like that instantly when she got on screen and him like had these back and forths, I was just like
ship it
boat
immediately.
It was just like boat, like do the thing. I loved those two together. Like those two together was just their chemistry. Well, first off, she was just like, I care about him, I want him to have a friend and all this stuff, and it's just like, wow. And they gave her like these angles and stuff, and I was just like,
oh yeah, at first you would think, oh no, that's just, you know, that's just coincidence, but there's definitely sometimes they like straight up emphasized.
Yes, they did
curves.
The curves. So any fan artists out there listen to this far, you know what to do. You know what to do. All right, thank you, please. All right, you know what to do, and definitely just DM me. Jaxblade Fitness Twitter. Yeah, you know what to do.
So the fight scenes, you know, like
godly,
absolutely
godly. Like literally, Battle of Gods is nothing compared to this.
The transformations are solid.
The transformations are fucking gorgeous. Like any transformation now, I'm just gonna. It's not the same. Like these movies, they went the extra step. Like you saw like everything. Like the fire, like it would be a spiral. They like transformed them, and it was just great.
So good.
And then of course we gotta talk about Gogeta.
Yeah.
Fucking like this made me go Gogeta or Vegeta in this movie because it's just the way he acted. Ugh.
Yeah, he's got that fusion dance cockiness to him.
Yeah, he does. And it's just the way he was acting the whole movie. And then like him and Broly had this insane thing where they're punching each other through dimensions, and it's just
like, they're fighting so hard. They're so much better. Like essentially they just shift into another plane of existence.
And it was just so fucking raw, dudes. It was raw. Like, I would be screaming, but like the neighbors next door who were banging each other will wake up. So yeah, like literally, that's not even a joke. There were neighbors banging next door.
So this is funny as shit. When Goku and Vegeta like finally decide we probably can't do this, they're like running from Broly, and like they go to Frieza, and like they essentially like draw
Broly to like whoop his
Frieza,
ass,
and
and
it's
it's
like,
just like, here, handle it, Frieza, and then Broly just whoops his ass for an hour, like not 5 minutes, not anything else, because what happens is they have to keep doing the fusion dance over and over again to get on point.
they spend an hour having to do the fusion dance, and during that whole time, Frieza's getting his ass.
And yeah, and it's just like, you should be dead by now, honestly.
Yeah, that much ass whipping.
Yeah, and it's just like, because Frieza in this movie, he figures out like, oh, the only way to get Broly to like really kill these guys is to make him transform. How do Saiyans transform? They feel pain. And like, he remembered when he killed Krillin and Goku transformed, and so he was like, oh, well, here's something. And so he kills Paragus.
Like, straight up cold blood murders
him, and he's just like, oh, Broly, a blast went and killed your dad, and Broly sees it, and that's when he decides to go
loses his mind,
legendary mode. And it's just like, it's really heartbreaking in a sense, because it's just like, he murdered his father, and his father did genuinely care for him. Even if he did turn him into a tool, it was still very, very heartbreaking.
It's also pretty badass to see Whis just totally finesse Broly.
Oh yeah, Whis, like, Whis in this movie, they had Whis just like doing these like moves and stuff like, okay, Broly's just fucking up Frieza, and Goku and Vegeta are like learning the fusion dance from Piccolo, and then Whis is just like playing around. He's not taking anything seriously. He's just fighting Broly. He's like, he's just like not even.
And you
getting
can
touched him.
so that really gives you this sense of how far Whis is above everybody else.
Yeah, he's like really, really above everyone else. So it's just like, oh my god, like if Goku caught up to him, that'd just be stupid. But it was, God, I think I'm just like reiterating over and over again. Like, I loved the story, I loved the characters. That green girl was fucking bae, and like, Broly, you got a good wife, so take care of her. Goku in this movie, I liked a lot as an adult because he was caring, and he was like, you should do this to better yourself, and he acted like his kid.
And he said, you know, I'm gonna come back and teach you some stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back and teach you some stuff. It was amazing. He had a good heart. The music was great. Though I will say, as a W Trash self, I really wanted Tens to play when he turned Berserker mode. That would have been the hypest thing. My skin is cold!
You know what? Whenever it comes out and we've got the footage for it, we'll just make it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there we go. Easy fix. That'll be the perfect Broly movie, because this, honestly, this is my favorite Dragon Ball movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
I will say
so
that
good.
dead end, like, this beat the original Broly movie, which I remember I was W Trash for the longest time, biased.
It beats Fusion Reborn.
All those movies, to me, this is just god tier movie. Highly recommend it. Definitely.
It's not just a good Dragon Ball movie. It's a good movie.
It's a good solid movie.
Which is important to make that distinction.
Yeah, it's not a good like anime movie. It's a good movie. So I highly
because it has the whole, like I said, it stands alone by itself.
Yeah, you can watch this. Like, if you've never watched Dragon Ball Super, you can watch this and just be like, oh shit, that was hype.
Yeah, because it like takes you from the very beginning of the story with the Saiyans. It gives you a little bit of a build up to let you know that stuff's different and what's going on, and then it introduces characters, and it doesn't bum rush you with 100 different characters, because most of the people that we're used to seeing aren't even in it. Mm. Most of the humans aren't in it. You know, we only really see Piccolo. We don't even see Gohan at all. Mm-hmm. Zero.
Yeah.
So they really just focused on telling the story that they needed to tell without any excess fluff.
Right, exactly. So it was a great film. I would watch it again, but I have to go see Into Spider-Verse, like probably sometime tomorrow or Saturday. I'll go watch it because that looks great. But I love this movie. This reignited my flame of like love for Dragon Ball, like something Dragon Ball Super related. I fucking love.
Yeah, because I tell people all the time that Dragon Ball is essentially my second religion, and essentially when it would come out on every week, I would sometimes watch it, not even looking forward to it sometimes, but just watching it out of a sense of obligation. Yeah. It's like you go to church just because you're supposed to.
Exactly. That's all I was like. That was what I was doing with Dragon Ball Super for a bit. I was like, why am I watching this show? But I was just like, no, this movie reignited my love. That's why Dragon Ball is my favorite anime series of all time, favorite series of all time. I love it to death, and this movie just proved why I love that. Yeah. I love it. So
Toriyama, Toei, you guys like
You knocked it out of the
Rocked
park.
it. You did it.
And all the voice actors, you knocked it out of the park. Japanese and English, like y'all killed it. And I can't wait for anything else that follows this. I know they probably won't look as good because you put all this stuff in it, but I really hope you can maintain just quality like this.
Storytelling and all that stuff, yeah.
It was beautiful.
Looking forward to it.
Highly recommend this movie. Can't say anything else. But yeah, anything else you want to say about the movie?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, that was a great film. I loved it. I literally cried. Like, that is not, like, is that, you can go on Geekdom's Twitter. He saw
Lots
me.
of people cried.
Yeah, I was like tearing up. It was beautiful. And I just, thank you for watching this video all the way through. And then, Sensei, where can I find you?
You can find me at the Anime Trainer. You can just look up RealAnimeTraining or the Anime Trainer, and you will find me.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Done some great stuff. Like, definitely check him out. And, you just hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Would That Workouts and stuff like the tunes from me. I'll make you super just saying. And, just thank you for watching. And I can't stress enough, this movie was great. I got all this cool stuff.
So much swag.
Where is it? Where is the bag? It's over here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. I got this bag of swag. There's just so much stuff. It's awesome. And, yeah, guys. Oh, wait, where is it? This thing right here too is awesome.
You got a whole bunch of free stuff.
Whole bunch of free stuff. But thank you all for watching. I know it's probably, whatever, whenever you're watching this, I'll probably edit a little bit. And, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, Momentai. Hope you have a great night, and thank you, Toriyama. Thank you, Dragon Ball. This is beautiful. Oh, God, I've got to go eat some pizza now.